Have you ever imagined of traveling back in time? Where would you travel to if you could? If your mind wandered to a medieval fairy tale, then I can promise you there is no better way to time travel than to visit Mont Saint-Michel. Nestled into the land, surrounded by a body of water that encapsulates the over 250-foot tower that sits atop the village, it is a one-of-a-kind, almost out-of-this-world experience. Mont Saint-Michel promises to wow its visitors with breathtaking views, intriguing architecture, and history dating back to the 700s. If I haven't already sold you, then let me explain further why this is your next travel destination. Today I'm going to be talking about where Mont Saint-Michel is located, what to expect when you arrive, why it is a must-see destination. You may be wondering where Mont Saint-Michel is located. By the title, it's kind of obvious it's in France, but where exactly? It's located between the regions of Normandy and Brittany. It will take the average car ride traveling from Paris roughly 4.5 hours to drive. Small price to pay to see such a relic standing still, almost in time to remind us of its past. It sits a little over a half a mile from the ocean and rests in its bay along the Quinon River. Precisely at the moment visitors lay their eyes on the island and make their way to its entrance, they can feel the salty air hit their face and the smell of wet marshy land tickles their nose hairs. The flat land surrounding it helps illuminate its height and gives this beautiful structure a sense of omnipotence. Think back to when you were a child and you would draw pictures of a castle surrounded by water. Then you've already imagined what setting your eyes on Mont Saint-Michel is like. As visitors get closer and see the medieval castle-like structure, they tend to become awestruck. It is at this point visitors can see why the island is something out of a medieval fairy tale, and their angst to explore sets in. Entering the village is an experience like no other. Visitors will have to walk over a drawbridge gate with iron protection and through heavy wooden king's doors. Once inside, visitors walk along a busy, uneven, narrow, cobblestone paved street. The main street, Grande Rue, is lined with souvenir shops, various shopping boutiques, quaint cafes, and the world-renowned omelette from La Mère Poulard. At first, the hustle and bustle amongst busy French workers can seem rather ordinary for France, but as visitors abandon the busy street and start the ascension to the Abbey, and yes, you will have to climb over 300 stairs to make it to the top. This is where the experience becomes wonder. Visitors should make sure and take their time exploring the various zigzagging alleyways and corners of the hike to the top. Along the way, you will find yourself looking up just to see how grand the Abbey is. Some would even say climbing to the Abbey is to be closer to God. The mystery of Mont Saint-Michel's past captures the imagination of its visitors, especially those that appreciate its religious meaning. Legend has it that the Bishop Aubert was instructed in a vision by the archangel to build the first sanctuary, known as Mont Tombe. Benedictine monks settled there and began construction on the new monastery as directed. So, visitors walking into this sought-out pilgrimage site is like experiencing religion firsthand. The Abbey offers its guests so much to explore with two parts, the church and the Mave. The Mave includes the chaplaincy, host's room, great dining hall, that's my personal favorite, wine cellar, knight's room, and the cloister. Standing since the 10th century, visitors will feel the damp coldness of its walls and the smell of muskiness from the sea. I cannot forget to mention the mixture of architecture, dating all the way back to year 708 AD. Mont Saint-Michel, with its well-preserved details of Roman, pre-Roman, and Gothic architecture will wow history buffs. Due to damage of several attempted invasions, yes, I said invasions, the French Revolution, and of the 100-Year War, the Abbey required rebuilding several times. So, today it displays a more Gothic-like architecture than the previous Roman one. Lastly, Mont Saint-Michel is a once-in-a-lifetime must-see destination due to its magnificent ability to stand the test of time. Surviving wars, changes in leadership, harsh weather, and the over 2 million visitors its streets see in a year alone. Amongst the whispers of Roman remnants, faithful prayers of Benedictine monks, warriors of the French Revolution, captured prisoners, and everyday villagers, Mont Saint-Michel has a little bit to offer everyone. Not to mention it was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979, recognized for its historical and cultural significance. Okay, let me not give everything away here. The various points I've touched on today are just a few of the many wonders that Mont Saint-Michel brings its visitors. I implore you to Google Mont Saint-Michel. Make this your next travel destination. I promise you won't regret it. Au revoir.